Are you ready for the rawness today of unedited Mark just talking for 10 to 15 minutes? Well, here it goes. I'm going to give you sort of the background as far as what I'm doing, the 1,000 Miler Man journey, why I'm doing it, what my guiding principles are, what I've learned from YouTube and the journey that is, which is a whole story in itself, what I'm worried about, and then what are the next steps for me? What are the next challenges to face? So if you're interested in all that rawness, stick around. So let's recap what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So as a 57-year-old man, I can really feel age creeping up on me, aches, pains, health issues. Everyone's talking about health every day, it seems like. And as I entered 2026, I really felt like I needed to push myself to one singular goal. And that goal that I derived was to walk, run, or hike 1,000 miles in the year. I need to change the trajectory of my health. And the evidence was not very good for me as far as my blood pressure, my cholesterol. I had a function health review in 2025. My weight, my hair is graying, my eyes are not seeing as well, my body aches more, I don't sleep as well. Just the list of things piling up over and over again. And it's just, we need to make a change. Three things inspired me to make this challenge to myself. I don't call it a New Year's resolution, I call it an intention. But there's three reasons behind it. First was two of my kids who ran a half marathon in November of this past year. And just watching them go through that struggle, it was really just inspiring. And then right before Thanksgiving, I found a gentleman on Instagram. His name's David Park, where he took a challenge to himself to train like David Goggins. And his daily journal of that challenge on Instagram and I think YouTube really was inspiring. It hooked me. His daily Instagram, and then finally Jesse Itzler in his big ass calendar. And his Masogi is, what's that big ass goal that you're going to have for the year? What's that one thing that you're going to stretch yourself to? And watching my sons, watching this guy, David Park, and then hearing Jesse Itzler inspire me really got me to think about, well, what is my goal? I've never had a focus. I've never had a New Year's resolution. And so what was I going to do this year? And that goal turned into my 1,000 Miler Man challenge, which is to walk, run, or hike 1,000 miles in the year. So if the Masogi is the top of my pyramid, that's guiding me, I have two principles that are also guiding me this year about how to support that Masogi. They are intention and accountability. Let's start with intention. The intention for me is really to define specifically what I want to do and how I want to structure my year. Really focusing my daily efforts on what I want to accomplish. So my Masogi to run, hike, or walk 1,000 miles is really an intention to be more active. And that intention is going to be measured by my watch, my Garmin watch. And it has to be sort of focused effort around how I accomplish this large goal that I've set for myself. For my second guiding principle, accountability, I've chosen to use the YouTube platform to be accountable to myself and to whoever is watching this. I've really found the Google platform to be an encompassing part of my life where I can sort of bring a lot of things together, whether it be AI, email, search, documents, my phone, the Pixel phone, just so many things encapsulated within the Google platform. And YouTube is a piece of that platform, not Instagram. Even though David Park inspired me through Instagram, I didn't feel like that was rich enough. And I found myself consuming so much on YouTube, whether it be travel content or content about Real Madrid football or EDM music or sports cards that I'm into. Just there's so much rich content there. And I just felt like that was the place where it was a little more real for me and very inspiring. My commitment is to produce a video to document and journal my journey daily. That's a lot. Committing to something daily is pretty daunting, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I dove into learning as much as I could about the YouTube producer and content creator experience. And let me tell you, people, that is a daunting task. There's a lot to consume out there. There's a lot of great um, content producers out there that will help you and guide you. Um, it is tough. Try filming yourself for 5 minutes talking about whatever you know best, and then run that back and see how clearly you can speak, how clearly your story has gotten across, how well you like your voice. I guarantee you, it is just a very intimidating experience. No matter how many videos you watch about how to do it, it is not easy. And the experience on YouTube is super revealing. It's super humbling. It's really hard to decipher and understand how it actually works. Producing quality videos is really tough. The editing that takes, uh, and it's hard to tell good stories. It's really hard to just get a story that flows, that works, and it's also just relentless. There's millions upon millions of creators that are creating content every day, high quality content, and that you're competing with them. And so I had to ask myself, well, what's the purpose of why I'm doing this on YouTube then? Why, if it's so hard, if it's challenging, if it's super competitive, and it's also humbling and revealing, why am I doing it? Well, I'm not doing it for viewers. I'm not doing it for subscribers. I'm doing it really for me to be accountable to myself, me to document so I can watch this journey, or I can um, document how I've gone about this journey this year, and just to see how I progress through the experience. That's all sound great and all that. I'm just doing it for the love of chronicling my journey. Don't don't care about views or subscribers and everything. But let's be clear, the people at Google are really smart, and they've created a platform that drives creators to look at their YouTube Studio app, which is the analytics behind all the videos you produce, and it's really good. And it seduces you, it mesmerizes you into wanting to see how many people view my video and how long they stay on and how many subscribers I have. And it's really easy to get sucked up into it. And I quickly became obsessed with numbers. Um, and it's just scorecard, it's like the grade, your grade. Yeah, no one talks back to you in your videos, and so that's the only thing you have to determine whether you're doing a good job or not. And the stats really tell you whether you're producing compelling content. Whether I think it's good or not, yeah, that's important. But actually, I like listening to people who produce compelling content. Let's just be clear. And so I want to produce compelling content. I spend a lot of time putting putting my videos together and making them hopefully be engaging. Um, and it really reveals whether you're a good storyteller or not. And that's what it comes down to: is can you tell a good story, and is it coherent, and do people trust you? And that's sort of where what it comes down to. But I'm getting worried a little bit. I'm getting worried that I might be changing my focus. That the seduction of the numbers, really changes what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to produce, and maybe my voice is changing. Maybe my original focus is getting compromised for the good of the algorithm, and that's not great. Part of what worries me is I'm sort of changed how I'm producing. Basically, I started with long form videos, and really, was no one's watching. That's okay, but like no one's watching. And I'm like, well, maybe I should go to how David Park produced his videos, which is really short form, like a minute or so. Um, and what was really the tipping point was my cold plunge video. I thought it was gonna be great. I remember putting it together. I was very excited to go through my process, and I put it together. I was rushed late one afternoon, and I got home, and I wanted to put something together because I was so excited about the idea of it, and it just didn't come off great. And I don't think anyone's even seen it. So that's okay, but it told me, like, maybe this isn't the form I need to be using. Maybe I need to be going to shorts. Maybe I need to see about like producing just short, quick, punchy content that's really chronicling my day in the life type thing. And so I decided at that point to move to shorts. One of the other things I wanted to do today's video was to get sort of an update on where I'm at numbers wise. and just sort of level set as I enter the third week. This is January 19th, and so I'm currently 63 miles into the journey. I'm ahead of schedule. For the rest of this month, I could do 2 miles a day and meet my monthly goal, but I'm feeling good about that and feel like I've done a good job of keeping pace with mixing in a couple rest days. Like today is a rest day. I might get a mile in later tonight, but I'm not really sure. Other areas I've been monitoring. The one area I like on the Garmin app is body battery. It sort of just tells me like, hey, where am I starting the day, and then how did I run it down? As I look before the holidays, my body battery was, sort of right around 75, usually most of the days starting, and I drain it down sometimes below 20. Since the new year started, my body battery's really consistently up in the 90s starting the day. And that's really been nice to see. I think I've had 6 days this year where I've started the day at 100. And that tells me that everything I'm doing is sort of meshing together to sort of get me starting the day in the right way. The one area I've seen really significant change in, and it's been really gratifying, is my heart rate. Um, I've gotten my heart rate up to a max of 160 during this year and this challenge. Um, my resting heart rate before the challenge was really in the mid to high 50s, and right now I've been trending just steadily down this year, which is great. So now I'm really in the low 50s, 51, 50, 52, sometimes 49, but just staying down in the low 50s, which is great. And I think that will continue to trend down as I continue to sort of get my overall health in better shape. Sleep is something that's really important to me too. Everyone needs sleep, right? And when you wake up, if you want to feel refreshed, that doesn't really happen at 57. Let's be honest with ourselves. I still wake up in the middle of the night, but I do find that in general, I'm sleeping better, and that's showing through the stats. I've gotten much more consistency of sleep scores in the 80s and 90s versus before year end. I was in the 70s and sometimes 60s. And so that's gratifying. I'm also finding I'm getting a good amount of deep sleep and REM sleep. I believe that's because of the one video I did. I talked to you about my sleep protocol and what I'm taking at night. If you haven't seen that, I'd go back and watch that. I think that's sort of been my unlock. But that has helped me to sleep deeper, but also all the activity I'm doing has helped me to sleep better. The final area, or I'm called two areas that I'm really watching, are HRV and VO2 max, two sort of different measures that I'm just learning about. These are technical, so I'm still learning about them, but I am encouraged to see the trend lines is really all I'm worried about. I'm not necessarily, I can't tell you really what each of them really measures, but I love to see the trend lines. This HRV is sort of this been almost like a nice steady up, as you can see in the graph of how it's progressed this year. And then my VO2 max, which I think is like basically how big my engine is to sort of like go like am I dealing with an 8-cylinder engine or a 4-cylinder engine, and that line has been just a straight, not straight up I shouldn't say, but just a nice progression up. But it's not like these are massive returns. Been 2 weeks, it's only has been that long, but just the progression is what I'm looking at. And those two areas are really been gratifying to see as I hopefully changing the overall health components in my body. So, where do I go from here? Well, I'm still early in the process, so I'm not making anything definitive yet. I haven't felt any day like, oh, I want to quit this or anything. In fact, it's been really fun and gratifying. Luckily, I find that I have enough time to be able to produce what I want to produce, although I wish I could do more long form. I like this kind of style, but I don't want to do a lot of talking, and I'd rather just sort of show really quickly what I'm doing every day. I'm learning a ton, particularly in this YouTube stuff, and it's fun. It's fun being a little creative with it, but that's taken a lot of time. I just want to really get a daily rhythm going in the moving more, the producing videos, thinking about like where's good places to video, what shots should I be getting to add, what are good things to talk about, what's interesting. Again, that storytelling aspect, which I'm really sort of enthralled with. So trying to get better at that. Focus on getting better at editing. That's a real struggle for me, but it's also fun. So I want to continue to try to focus on that area. focus on just getting better in movement, just basically running better, being more efficient with my running. Think about how often I run, how far I can run. I completed a 5K in the first 3 weeks of this challenge. Incredible for me. When can I do my 10K? That's going to be a big one. And then, gosh, do I try to get a half marathon in? That's not in my list of things to do this year, but like maybe, who knows? Another focus area, I need to really make sure I'm getting enough strength training in. I have a video, if you haven't seen that, I'd take a look at that video about like some of the pitfalls of doing a lot more activity is that you sort of trick your body into thinking that you're getting enough and then it tricks your mind into not focusing on things like strength training, which is very important at this age. And I find that I really enjoy and I like doing strength training and how it makes me feel. I think it's even more so than the running. The running really wears you down. Strength training makes me feel strong. And so I want to make sure that I don't sacrifice my strength training just for running and walking. And then finally, it's really focus on sleep, which really leads to mental health, what's going on between the ears. And so things like my cold plunge time, my meditation time, I call it, but also just folks, I think that all that plays into sleep and just how well everything's. So if this is focusing and this is producing nice returns and all the other stuff can maybe happen. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to see. But again, I give myself a lot of grace. It's still early. I don't need to be forcing anything too much. And I'm just going to continue to have fun with this. So hopefully this helps you, motivates you, and hopefully you can continue to follow along. All right. Have a good one.